It's not Facebook. It's LinkedIn's professional. Yes?
What you should do is put articles, for example, that are listed on page and company.
Personally, you can't publish on the company page, you can share on the company page. You have to publish on your page and then share that on the LinkedIn company page. You get the best of both worlds.
Ooh, that's great.
And then Marriott have one of the best pages. They don't talk about rooms. They don't talk about hotels. They talk about things like, is your never-ending to-do list? They talk about relevant things. So they want to be seen as the business brand for hotels. ANZ want to be seen as the business brand for banking. L'Oreal want to do it for employer branding. They want people to say, I want to work for L'Oreal because it's innovative. And they do that through content on LinkedIn. Look at Tourism Australia. Beautiful picture of Australia. Qantas, beautiful picture of a plane. You'll see why I'm using these examples in a minute. And I love what Qantas share. This very much gets the Australian brand. You know, they share about wine. Basically wine. The entire idea, unofficial part of corporate life, you basically get pissed on a Friday night, is what they're saying. Fantastic. That's what they're sharing. 76 people agreeing. Yeah. Fantastic stuff. And then their second piece of content is also about wine. So you get the feel here that if you join Qantas, you're going to have a great time. You're going to drink lots of wine. They're absolutely phenomenal. So you think Qantas is suddenly a great company to work for, have all these wine evenings going on. So contrast that with these guys. What's missing?
Oh, picture of New Zealand.
Picture of New Zealand. Precisely. There's no Kiwis, there's no mountains, there's no hobbits, there's no dragons, there's no All Blacks, there's no wine, there's nothing. That's terrible. They do. I've tried, believe me, I've tried. They're not interested. But these guys are even worse. Air New Zealand.
Wow.
Where do Air New Zealand make all their money? I'll give you clues from you guys, business travellers. You would think they'd pay a bit more attention to their content and their branding on somewhere that has millions and millions and millions of potential customers who are going to pay business class flights. But they haven't done it. And worse than that, they're posting things about jobs. And their jobs aren't very interesting. Sustainability jobs. Who wants sustainability jobs? That's to do with wine, not me. So, you know, Qantas, wine. Air New Zealand, sustainability jobs, and nothing else. Which airline are you going to work for?
Qantas.
Precisely. It's a real passion there. But it's so true. But don't do this as well. So this is what happens if you create a company, but you don't have a company page. Emily Speaks here has a company on here, but I tried to find her company page on LinkedIn. It doesn't exist. It takes a minute to do this, and it's free. It's literally free. You can do it yourself. They guide you through it. It's like 2 steps. It's better to have something up there than nothing at all, because that looks terrible. And don't do this. If you're in clickable marketing, and all you do is put a grey up there, no visuals, you're shouting at people, and you actually got no content going on, it looks terrible. And then the company page itself, if you're a marketing company, you need to have marketing examples and marketing content. Now, clickable marketing is nothing, and they have no content. How can you be a marketing company and you have no content? That's a voice I hear. And these guys didn't look about what their company page looked like on LinkedIn. So welcome to the world's most trusted network of something. Yes, precisely. You're thinking what I'm thinking, but I can't say it. But you don't want to have that happen. Now, you can market your company through contact marketing. So if a guy kind of like Roy Gorey, who sells insurance, can market his company through LinkedIn, you can sell yours. He talks about 3 ingredients of great teams. You can do the same thing. Arno Sorensen is the master at this. He's absolutely fantastic at doing this. Their content's phenomenal. So he produces some of the best content. It's not always about Marriott, but when it is, it's stuff like this. Success is never final. He's talking about Bill Marriott's ethos about nothing is ever good enough. Trying to get customer experience and customer expectations. You know, success is never final. Fantastic. He's sharing something actually relevant that you can take away and put into your business life as well. Correct. It's on his personal page because 500,000 people are following him, and as a result of that, the employer branding of Marriott, you work for leaders. You work for Richard Branson, you work for Arno Sorensen, you work for Elon Musk. So he's putting it out there as being a leader. You want to work for the hospitality sector is phenomenally competitive when it comes to employees. So you want to work for Arno Sorensen. But if you do the same research on people like the Ritz and other places, they're not even on LinkedIn. You want to work for a leader. And the best example of that is Richard Branson. He really uses content. Talks about how to create a fantastic company culture. Talks about a state of entrepreneurship, want to be more creative, lose the tie. I lost the tie and the suit. But it's fantastic. He talks about different things. Brilliant stuff. But nobody is following his company page. He has 14 million followers. It's Virgin Atlantic have 117,000. So you need a company page for authenticity and for credibility. You don't need it for sharing and engaging. You need to have a phenomenal content plan for you as a leader and share on your personal page, because he's marketing all the Virgin brands through his personal page. Yes?
When you see them on your personal page, should you then go through and see that again on your company page?
Yes, that's the best way of doing it. So when I write a blog on LinkedIn, on my personal page, I then share it on my company page. So it basically gets repeated there. So yes, you get the best of both worlds there. But you can't expect to have the same engagement on your company page as you can on your personal page. I've got 4,000 followers on my company page, 55,000 on my personal page. So where's, use the maths. Same thing as Richard Branson. Less than 1% of people bother following Virgin Atlantic than follow him. So don't do, obviously, things like this. We just do links, do pictures, put something authentic in there. Don't drive people to websites. If they're on the mobile, they're not going to go to your website. Now, YouTube's phenomenally important, so do have a YouTube channel, but make it work with LinkedIn. So we have Black Marketing channel, Dark Art channel, and every time we do a blog, we put the video onto LinkedIn. And then we put the videos onto LinkedIn too. People can watch videos on LinkedIn, including on the app. So put your YouTube videos on your summary section and your experience section. People can engage with you, especially because you're presenters, you're speakers. You've got personal brands people engaging with. Yes?
So YouTube, Vimeo, what's your perspective?
For me, YouTube's better. But I think Vimeo you can get into China, I believe. So you have to do Youku as well. So you have to mix it up. I personally prefer YouTube, it's more user-friendly, but it's your own personal choice. But it's very important that you can watch the video on LinkedIn without actually leaving the ecosystem. And that's really important, particularly on mobile.
Is there a certain number of videos that you should post or slide?
No, but you can see here, like media, for example, on my media, I have my website and my YouTube channel. So I'm driving people to my YouTube and my website, for example, from my LinkedIn profile. And the same thing here, you can see you can have as many as you want. I've got 8 media on mine, for example. You can have lots, but there is going to be diminishing returns. People just won't keep on clicking forever and ever. So you've got to put your best videos up there. So, for example, on my summary section, I put my SlideShare deck of all my recommendations to make sure that's the first thing that people see. Then I have my live deck, for example. Then I have my videos on my walls. So you've got to have a kind of thread through it in terms of your brand positioning. And then own the video. So don't do the fatal mistake. I was on Channel News Asia, for example, with Coffee with the Boss, and I downloaded the video, put it on my channel. A lot of people are on there, then Channel News Asia take it away, and you go back to, you've been sharing the link doesn't exist anymore. You have to own the content. So download it, and then put it on your YouTube so you own the content. Then no one can take that away from you. Then it's yours. So do that. And it's not what you know on LinkedIn, it's who you know. It's the power of this. We all know The Godfather. It's all about networks, it's all about connections, about this. It's about engaging. And then, does everyone know about the Kevin Bacon 6 Degrees of Separation? Everyone heard about that? So a few years ago, every single Hollywood actor was then somehow connected to Kevin Bacon through 6 degrees. Absolutely phenomenal. But LinkedIn is the same. So if you take this, for example, you can see I've got 9.9 thousand connections in Singapore, but that's important for only one reason. It leads me to having 439 second connections in Singapore, which leads me to having 1.14 million third connections. So in total, I have 1.8 million of the 2.3 million people in Singapore in my network. I can reach anyone who's anyone in Singapore. But I replicate that trick amongst all the cities I target. So Sydney, I can reach 1.9 million people. Melbourne, 1.6. Hong Kong, 1.4. Wow. Shanghai, 1.7. Zurich, 708,000. London, where obviously I used to live for 20 years, 3.2 million. And even in Auckland, even here in Auckland, which is a relatively small community, I have 808 connections, which leads me to having 41,000 second connections and 322,000 third connections. So I can basically reach 400,000 professionals in Auckland. Incredible. That's just by having 800 relevant connections. And you can do the same thing. So it's the power of saying yes to people, but the right kind of people who can lead you to those second and third connections, which makes LinkedIn work. So don't be this. Don't be saying no to people. Say yes. As Ilya said this morning, don't be nasty to people, be nice to people, say yes to people, unless they're clearly a scam. Because it leads I'm not one of those oh yeah things. It's very relevant, yes.
How many hours a week do you spend on LinkedIn?
Well, obviously I it's 24/7, it's my business, and my team do it. So we employ 20 people in Singapore, they do profiles for the people, I'm obviously on it all the time, because I need to walk the walk, talk the talk, as we had.
Chris, I do not want to be a party pooper.
No,
so
go.
you-
I know there's lunch out there.
Lunch
Keep
is out
going.
there. You're welcome to stay and listen to Chris. I just want to offer you a little toast. I also want to know. I want to know what is in here. Right.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.